Back
What's
with
up, everybody?
ML Sports Platter. I was hoping he was going to do that, where he swung the hand in front, because that's his signature move. Matthew Gutchess is back with us, the awakening angler. He returns to the platter, a proud sponsor of the ML Sports Platter. I invite you to go to Oneida Lake Walleyefest Derby.com for all the details, which we're going to get into, to chat Derby. It's happening. It's this weekend. It's hot. The app, the technology, the sponsors, local people can buy tickets right now. Matthew, I'm going to give you the floor for the intro because it's getting hot here. We're a few days away, and this is the week where people like to get on right before and buy. But give me kind of the last couple weeks synopsis and get into it here as we're rolling. See, I just did it. I just did the little. That was pretty good, right? Like you in the car. I'm trying.
Yeah, Mike, it's so this is our third year doing it. My partner Chuck Orlando and I, this will be our third year. 2023 we started, and what a ride it's been. You and I were just talking off camera about when we were young. Old people used to tell us time flies. Man, oh man, does it fly? Let me tell you.
Well, I said older. I didn't want to,
well, we now fall into that category. It's time has flown, and here we are, Derby time again, and this is the historic. It's the continuation of that opening weekend Derby on Oneida Lake. As a kid growing up here, my grandparents lived in Liverpool, and I grew up in Beeville, and this was a big deal. Like, this was marked on the calendar. Like, if you were an outdoors person, like I grew up in that kind of a family, opening day of deer season, opening day of trout season, and opening weekend of walleye season. Like those were marked on the calendar every single year. And, Chuck and I are very proud to be able to continue on that opening weekend tradition, because it is a tradition, and
right.
We've changed a lot of things from what it used to be. What it used to be is never coming back. In the old days, it was paper tickets and cash and yada yada. And that's just not the way anymore. The future is technology, and 98% of us have smartphones on us at all times. And we switched this year to a full digital platform. I'm very excited about it.
It's awesome.
Thank you. We've been working on it now for just shy of a year, about 9-10 months. And we're not the only ones that do what we're doing out in the marketplace. This is a virtual tournament app. Ours is a little different because we also have our own social media platform inside it. And you're going to see that grow. Like 2025 is the year of growth. And you will see that grow exponentially. As soon as the Derby's over this weekend, we have plans to announce. We're no longer going to be just one Derby a year, I guess is my point. And and this is the last week. So we had a big slug of people sign up yesterday. Today's Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, each of the last 3 years is when we've had over 50% of our total people sign up. Everybody waits to see the weather report. Everybody wants to know what's going on and yada, yada. And so these next couple days are going to be intense. I can tell you that already. And it started yesterday with that beautiful day. Of course, it was almost 90 yesterday, and then today it's 50, but welcome to upstate New York, right?
It's absurd. So, by the way, full disclosure, I was super tired one day, and I went on, and the first person I saw on the social was Matt doing a video. This was like a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute, who is that guy? I was like, oh, he shaved his beard. I was like, oh, I think I know him. He looks familiar. Wait, and I had to look close, and I was like, is somebody else doing videos on his page? I'm like, dude, and I got all the eye gook out of my eyes. I'm like, no, that is him. I just want to tell you that. And I haven't texted you that, but that really did happen. With me, nobody ever has any questions because they know I cannot grow a beard. So they're just like, oh, there he is. He's got that. Oh, look, congratulations. It took, it looked a little grungy on your face. It took you 25 years. Congratulations. Good job. Good job.
Yeah, I did it the day before we launched the app and the ticket sales. I wanted something fresh and new, and it had been over 9 years since I'd seen my own face.
Right.
And I, my wife immediately said, "Oh my God, grow it back, hide that thing." I'm like,
Really? Okay.
no, I'm just kidding.
Oh, all right. I see. I thought maybe you do something where like you shave. I got a new thing for you. You shave like early, maybe like I don't know, March, and then you start like 2 months before Walleyefest Derby. You grow a playoff beard. You grow a playoff beard until the fishing tournament, and then once it's done, then you shave at the end of the tournament. You grow a little playoff beard, maybe.
Yeah. And it's funny. My friends have teased me since I was a kid. It wouldn't take me 2 months.
That's true. That's true.
Take me about 3 days, and it's right back again. It's crazy.
I guess you grow it the week of.
Yeah, right. And it's funny. I've had a lot of people in my travels since I've done it that they'll stop and look at me, and they go, "I recognize the voice. It's not the face." But yet, I used to always say to my wife on the opposite side of that. I mean, I had a beard that was down to my belly button, and people would be like, "Hey, Matt, what's going on?" And I'm like, "How do you recognize me with all this?" I shave it off, and everyone's like, "Oh, I don't recognize you." So it's one of those things. It's crazy.
I kind of did, but kind of didn't. And again, it was at like 5:15 in the morning. So
right.
Just doing my thing. Matt Gutchess, our guest here on the platter, as we get ready and pumped up for Oneida Lake Walleyefest Derby. And you can check them out on all the social platforms, the app, and go buy your tickets as well. Oneida Lake Walleyefestderby.com. The Awakening Angler, of course, on YouTube. What a great channel that is. So I've said this about everything for years, and you know this being a sports fan yourself. The key is, if you're a front office or you're running a platform, an event, whatever it might be, you want to keep your diehard fans for a long time. That's one section of people. You want to keep your diehards who are always there. For example, baseball kind of has been dying away, but the diehards will always be there. The old school people, the traditional people, they're baseball through and through diehards. Okay. You want to keep your diehard people. Then what you want to do is you want to get your newcomers who you've recently gotten and keep them. And then the third part is you want to get brand new people across the board to develop them into the next two levels of what we just talked about, right? So my question to you is, for people who are saying, "I want to do this, I want to go, I want to try it for the first time," how do they attack it, right? Like the Masters, like the Derby, like big time events that you've never done before. How would you tell the newcomer, "You just got tickets, here's how I would, go to the event and spend my time and showcase it," so to speak?
So the beauty of this particular Derby is what's referred to as a big fish derby. So you're out there looking for that one big bite, and that really opens up the field to where, I'm not saying it takes experience and knowledge out of play, but luck is as big a factor as anything else in this derby. The guy that won it last year was fishing in 5 foot of water in Big Bay, and caught a 27 incher, and just was over the moon. Now, that's not an anomaly necessarily. Those fish will be shallow right now because they're still in various stages of the spawn. But my point is that it really truly opens up this event to any skill level. Anybody that can get something in the water that fish is going to bite has a chance. When you're talking about tournaments and it'd be the difference between, playing a captain and crew event or the Masters. A captain and crew event, it's really just who hits a couple lucky shots throughout that round. The Masters, you got to put 4 incredible rounds together, and it takes a different skill level to do the two things. In a fishing tournament where you might have to go look for multiple, 5 fish limits for multiple days, that's a whole different scenario. This is not that. This is as much luck as anything. And anybody that tells you that oh, I only target big fish, they're telling you a fish story is what they're doing, because you can go out and catch numbers, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're into where the big ones are. And I don't know anybody that would be able to say, I mean, maybe now with some of the electronics we have, you could go out and hunt down something large. But this is really the ultimate event where everybody has the same odds as soon as that opening bell rings. And already, we have 2 youth divisions, and we've got 60, 70 kids already in between those 2 youth divisions.
Great.
And they stand, again, they stand just as good a chance. We have a women's only division. We have a active, military first responder veteran division. So we have a lot of ways that you can play different games, so to speak, within it. But this is truly an event that's open to every skill level, every demographic, and it's just a matter of coming out and having fun. And real quickly, and I'm watching our time too, Sunday we have the awards ceremony at Brewerton Speedway from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. under the tents, rain or shine. We have 2 different live bands. We've got the Grizzly Ridge Country Band, and we've got JP Shaggy. And if you're a Syracuse people, both of them. That's open to the public. You don't have to have fished the Derby. We've got food, we've got drinks, we've got entertainment. We have quite a few vendors going to be there. That's a community. Come on out and see us and hang out with us for the day, even if you didn't fish the Derby. So that's what we're doing on Sunday at Brewerton Speedway, Sunday, May 4th, Brewerton Speedway, 11 a.m., 6 p.m.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I was going to throw that in here as well. Derby Fish is the app. You can purchase your Derby tickets there and check out the website, Oneida Lake Walleyefest Derby.com. And let's be honest, myself, Matt, everything's going to be plugged and shared a million times in these last few days as well. What I wanted to have you close on, though, in the last, minute or two, is if you want to highlight I don't want you to forget anybody, because sometimes we start listing people and sponsors, this and that. I don't want to put pressure on there with that. But if you want to mention any of your supporters or sponsors, and also the amazing thing that you're doing with the donation for the fallen officers.
Okay. Yeah. Our 2 title sponsors that have been with us since year 1, Bob Johnson Chevrolet and Bob Johnson Automotive Group. The Chevy dealership in Plasky is who started this relationship with us, but it's expanded to the Bob Johnson Auto Group across the state. I can't say enough great things about it. Mike Perkins up there, Jim Strable, the GM, just an amazing group of people. I've bought me and my family have bought 3 vehicles from them in the last 3 years. They treat everybody well, and it's really a pleasant experience. And Oswego County Tourism they'll have their mobile van there Sunday as a vendor, handing out information. I'm an Oswego County kid. I live here. I've fished here. We have I'll argue the best fishing in the state in Oswego County. And they've been a huge supporter of ours from day one. We have so many other great sponsors, and you can see them all on the website and on the app in the sponsor page, from near and far. But those are really my 2. Those are our 2 main ones that I want to give that shout out to. And then as far as this donation, last year when those 2 officers, one was from Onondaga County Sheriff and one was from Syracuse Police. They were killed in the line of duty about a week and a half before last year's Derby. And my partner Chuck and I had it in our heart to try to do something. Yeah. And so we already have that division just for, I'm a military veteran, an Army veteran. It's always been deep in my heart to help and support my fellow brothers and sisters in arms, no matter what uniform you've put on, whether you're an EMT, whether you're a volunteer fireman, whether you're a police, you name it. Military, we have Fort Drum, of course, just to the north of us. So last year we donated our proceeds from that leaderboard, and both gentlemen that placed 1 and 2 in that, they donated their proceeds back, and we ended up giving over $1,200 to the Syracuse PBA on their behalf. Now this year we're doing the same thing with our proceeds from that leaderboard. I can't speak for any of the people that win it, but Empower Federal Credit Union came in and said, we like what you're doing, and they gave us this giant $700 Yeti cooler to raffle off. And so all proceeds from the raffle are going to go into our donation. So I would love to see us get, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to be able to donate this year to Syracuse PBA on behalf of the families of those two officers.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Michael Husak, of course, and Michael Jensen. We remember them and appreciate all of the service that they gave in such an unfortunate situation. But with what you're doing here, will be remembered for a very long time. And obviously, again, Oneida Lake Walleyefest Derby.com, all the social platforms, Awakening Angler, the Derby platforms as well. Social media is great because it pushes this thing out like crazy. And of course, go get the app, get your tickets right now, support this awesome event. Sunday, be there at the Speedway all day for food, fun, music, and a heck of a lot more. He is the Awakening Angler, Matthew Gutchess, right there. Oneida Lake Walleyefest Derby.
And one last thing, Mike, how about some of our SU football alums in the draft last week?
Yep.
I don't want to get into it too deep, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna pay attention to a couple teams that I wouldn't normally, just because our boys are there. I don't know how much playing time Kyle McCord will get if he stays in Philly and they don't trade him away behind Jalen Hurts, who's an incredible quarterback. Arondé Gadsden out at the Chargers. I want to see LaQuint Allen. I really think that there are some of these young men that can really carry that SU flag high and proud for us in the NFL.
No doubt. I was going to get into that next time I had you on. And I was looking at the clock a little bit. I was like, if I can get a couple minutes in here, I'm going to throw SU football into there. But since you did, one quick note on that, just feels good to have the pipeline back. Just the fact that you're on draft day, you see the SU football thing goes back to Coach P, Coach Mack, a little bit of Marone, Chandler Jones, etc. Just the pipeline. Tons of more scouts were at the Dome this year at the games. I was there, obviously, for all the home games again with ESPN. Just it was good to see the pipeline back, talking about prospects and guys who can play at the next level. I love the Gadsden fit because he's going to get a lot of route running off of the ground game and play action. A great quarterback in Herbert. Also, coach, obviously, in Harbaugh. I mean, he's got a football house built there with coach quarterback. Those are two of the big ones you need. And listen, the Kyle McCord thing, he's going to the Super Bowl champs. He's behind Hurts. Again, hope Hurts stays healthy and all that. But you never know what's going to happen here. He could be a backup for 3 years on a rookie deal. He could learn, do his thing, and all of a sudden go to the next place and have a Sam Darnold situation for a year or two. Those things can happen. Late blooming Geno Smith, Sam Darnold. Now, I wouldn't want those guys to try to go win a Super Bowl, but if you're going to try to go win double-digit games and be in the playoffs and be a bridge guy, you never know. You can make a long, career out of that in the NFL as well. So it's just, for me, the overall big takeaway is the pipeline is back now with Fran Brown and Syracuse. So thanks for bringing that up at the end. He is, again, the Awakening Angler, Oneida Lake Walleyefest Derby. Get the app, go to the website, follow the social platforms. The videos by Matt are great too. Tons of traffic and info there. Matthew Gutchess, you are the man. Thanks for your support, and I appreciate you, and I hope to see us at some time this weekend, my man.
Yeah, you got it, Mike. Thank you so much. And everybody, keep your tip up.